I have been daily posting here on YouTube for today will be 37 days. And I think the overarching question is why are you doing this? I've gotten that from the couple of friends and well, yeah, friends. I haven't told any of my family that I'm doing this yet. But the couple of people that know me personally who know that this channel exists and my goal and also for myself because I've noticed that my goals when I started the channel are slightly different than now 30 days in, 30 plus days in. And I kind of wanted to talk through my motivations, partially because I think it might be informative for, someone who might be wanting to start a consistent YouTube journey, whether it's daily posting or just more consistently, whether it's once a week, once a month, every few days, whatever. And yeah, I think there's a lot to talk about because posting on YouTube is a lot. It's a lot. And granted, the way that I've chosen to do it is a much lower lift than the I would say traditional YouTube wisdom of needing to make sure that your transitions are snappy and all this editing and like the boom sound effect and crazy thumbnails with like the shocked face and all that, but it's still a lot, and it can still be a sacrifice sometimes. And I think it's so funny because if you saw the video from a few days ago, it was from Sunday. I got that video out just barely in time. And quick story here. I like during the first part of the day, I slept in for a little bit because it had been a long weekend. And so I slept in. That costed me a couple of hours, which I wasn't too upset about. And then when I woke up and I was looking at my list of video ideas that I kind of keep running, nothing was inspiring, nothing was motivating. I was still kind of tired, and then I needed to make food and prepare to go to a friend's house for a potluck. So then I cooked, went over to her house. I think I got over to her house at 4:30, 4:45, and we're chopping it up. We're eating and laughing and discussing deep questions and life and dating and all the things. Anyway, sorry, I sound like a piece of. Can you guys see that? That little piece of white. I don't know. Okay. Um, and then I look at the clock and it's 10:30, and it takes me almost 30 minutes to get back from her place back to my house. And I'm like, okay, if I leave now, I'll only have an hour to shoot. It takes me 5 minutes to set things up. And then I still don't know what I'm talking about today. I had no idea. I still was not at all feeling inspired. And y'all, I think I said goodbye to everybody, got home, started recording, and that video got out. Literally, I posted it at 11:55 p.m. I got it out by the skin of my teeth. And I didn't even want to leave my friend's place, but I had made this commitment, and especially when you're already 30 days in, you don't want to break the streak and have to start over again. So that day it absolutely did require some sacrifice. Although that's not the usual. Usually I'm just here in my living room or in my bedroom or at the dining room table or something. Um, but that day it was a lot. And then there are also just days where, almost like Sunday, where you don't have the motivation or you don't feel like you look great. Like right now, I feel like my skin, I don't even know if you can see them on camera, but I have 8 pimples popping up around my face. I feel like my nose is red. And that's also a thing that you have to get over when you post daily on YouTube is like the perfectionism of it all, and especially on the internet, where the internet can be a cruel place, especially to women. And don't you dare be a person of color, okay? Like it is brutal sometimes. And that's also a mental block that I have to get over, is thinking that, one, I have a small channel, so the chances of somebody with like nefarious intent or someone who's going to take my words out of context, or even if it's not out of context, but it's just something that they disagree with, the way somebody can repost this on Twitter and it get like 100,000 views and send a bunch of people here to comment, and like the possibility is always there. And so that can also kind of be a scary thing. And so I'm getting back to the main point. I am also posting this as like motivation to myself to keep going, because it's not easy. And I think yeah, on days like Sunday, or days like today when I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm not even going to say I'm like overstimulated, just overwhelmed by life things. I I feel like it would be beneficial to talk through. And then again, as I said, if there's anyone else who is either on this daily posting journey, um on a consistent YouTube posting journey, or is wanting to, this could also be very motivating and informative. So, the first thing I will say is that it's such an, how do I say this? When you are forcing yourself to show up daily and you're staying consistent, my allergies are crazy today, y'all. Um, and you are, and I don't know if it's like extra, I don't know. Anyway, it my nose is running, my eyes are watering. Y'all can see it's a struggle of a day. But anywho, um, when see, and now I lost my point. Hmm, hold on, I'm finding it. Oh, this is the quality content you guys are subscribed for. Um, there's something really interesting that happens when you force yourself to show up daily in such a specific way. It bleeds over into other aspects of your life. So I'm doing like a 75, and it's 75 hard, but honestly, I am kind of calling it 75 mild. You are not going to get me outside for 45 minutes doing two workouts a day. It's just not going to happen. Um but I have like, doing my daily YouTube posting, doing some sort of exercise every day, doing mobility training, that sort of thing. And when you build your routine around something that's already difficult, like posting a video daily is difficult. So once you've gotten this done, it feels like the rest of the dominoes fall that much easier, you know? Um I've been reading my Bible daily. I've been, just a whole list of things that I want to do daily. And once I get my video out of the way, everything else is smooth sailing for the most part, because I've already overcome something that is difficult, especially on the days when I don't feel like doing it. And so I'm noticing that in other aspects of my life, there's also more consistency. Um I think there's something really powerful about like daily reflections, and not every one of these videos is especially reflective. I talk about other things other than my feelings and like my thoughts on life. But getting into the habit of expressing your thoughts, mostly without notes or like an outline or anything like that. I definitely do have videos that are, along those lines where I want to talk about something very specific or in a specific order, and I want to make sure that I don't lose my place. But it, I think through this journey, I want to get better generally at expressing my thoughts in a way that's easy for other people to understand and also helps me to get clarity on my own thoughts faster. And that's already something that I'm noticing as I do these videos. Like if you saw my first my first few videos, child, I would ramble. And I still do. I still do. One thing Alexis will do is waffle. Um, but for the most part, I'm a lot better at articulating my thoughts and getting to the point faster. And I can only imagine what that's going to look like on day 60, day 90, day 100, 150, and so on and so forth. So that's really exciting to me. um there's another aspect of this where, like, for instance, I've already helped a few of my friends to get new jobs. I've already helped a few of my friends, like, motivate them to try something new or to solo travel. I've inspired a few of my friends to solo travel, and that's very gratifying to me. But I also realize that, and I also realize that there are a lot of people who either one don't have people like that in their lives and could still use the motivation. Maybe they're scared to travel. Maybe they're like, this career thing is such a big jump. Um, maybe they want to travel to just like different locations, and I can, just talking about my own experience, help somebody else to do that. And two things. I was reminded of that one on Sunday. I met some family of one of my friends at this like potluck we went to, and we got to talking about traveling and whatnot. And I don't remember what question was asked, but I mentioned that like I had been somewhere solo, and they were like, "You've been out of the country solo?" I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I feel like if you have the ability to do it, specifically women, I think all women should take at least one international solo trip. And they're like, I could never do that. And I don't know. I guess that concept of like I could never insert sentence here is like not it's not a concept that I'm confronted with very often, because here's the thing. For me, there are plenty of things that I don't want to do. Like, you won't get me to do because I don't want to do them now or maybe forever. Who knows? Sometimes it changes, but like, I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. But the thought of I could never do XYZ, again, for the most part, because there are certain things I couldn't do because it's crazy. But, yeah, I think that was kind of a reminder to me that, like, oh yeah, not everyone has somebody who has done this that can kind of give them the blueprint, but also give them the permission to do so. And I was thinking about watching one of my favorite creators, actually the creator that inspired me to do this daily YouTube journey. And I think I've mentioned her on the channel once or twice before, but her name is Glow Atonmo. And I remember being like probably late high school to early 20s and wanting to do certain things, like knowing that I wanted to see more of the world, knowing that I wouldn't always have people to go with me because either they didn't have the circumstances or people just didn't want to go to the places that I wanted to go to, and not knowing how to do it myself because I had never seen anyone else do it. And when I discovered Glow, it was like, okay, finally someone else not only like sees the vision, but they've done it successfully. It gives you permission to do things yourself because you see someone else doing it. And I think like one of my I don't know if it's most anticipated, but something that I hope happens at some point is to get a comment that's like, I never would have done this if I didn't discover your channel. Or I've been thinking about doing XYZ and never felt brave enough to do it until I found your channel and I watched a few of your videos. Like that, oh my god, that would be so peak for me. Like I could die at that point. I'm being dramatic. I'm being dramatic, but like seriously, that would be so gratifying to me. Like, oh my gosh. And I think I got to a point where I realized that okay, yeah, there are definitely benefits for me doing this channel, but there's also like benefits that I could give other people in somewhat like intangible ways. Like how do you quantify someone, being a little braver in their life? It's hard to do, but that's one of the things that I'm hoping eventually happens at some point over the course of this YouTube journey. So that's another thing. Also, selfishly, I mean, I think it's the reason a lot of people start YouTube, but I would love to have another form of income that makes it easier for me to do the things that I really love doing. So I know I've talked about it a couple of times, but like spending more time in my ministry, that's another one of the ways where I feel like I give back to people. People are going through so much. People are going through so much, whether it's sickness or loss of loved ones or financial troubles or whatever. And I I know that my ministry really it has the potential to really help people. And like I have one Bible student now, and it like she's always telling me how much I'm helping her, and I'm like, girl, you're helping me. This is like, I don't know, it almost feels, I don't know if paradoxical is the word, but there's kind of an aspect of giving that's inherently selfish because you'll feel better by helping someone else. So it's like it's for you, but it's for me. So I would love to be able to spend like more time in my ministry. And if YouTube helps subsidize my lifestyle, then that makes that a whole lot easier. So there's that. I also think over maybe the last, I'm not gonna put a specific time period on it, but there is an aspect of me that wants to give back so badly to the people who have given to me. And I hate sometimes that I don't have the financial capacity to do that in the way that I want. So, for instance, I always have that thought in the back of my head. My dad always told me like take care of the people that take care of you. And I do think I do that within my financial capacity now, but like you have no idea how much I want to, for instance, like take my mom and both of my parents on like an all expenses paid trip. Like, hey guys, block off this week. We're going to Thailand, block off this week. We're going to South Africa, block off this week. And like schedule a whole week of just like rest and relaxation for my parents. Um, you know, get the tickets, fly them out, get like a hotel or Airbnb or whatever that I know they'll love for one reason or another. Schedule, a couple tours, massages, places to eat, personal chef, all the things. And just like have a week where they don't have to worry about anything. And I know it's extravagant. Obviously, I know that there are other ways to give back to my parents, and I do whenever possible. But that like that would make me so happy. And even with my friends, like the way I want to just like plan a girls trip where it's like all y'all got to do is get there. Just get there. We're spending a week in Bali. I have massages scheduled. I'm like we're going to go on an ATV tour and just like oh my gosh. And I hate that I don't have the financial capacity to do this. And again, I know it's extravagant. I know it's a lot, but like I don't know, that would make my heart so full. And I still think about times where I did have more financial capacity. And I loved doing stuff like that for my friends. I love doing stuff like that for my parents. Like, hey, we're going to dinner on me, or whatever. And obviously, circumstances have changed, and my job is helping with that. But yeah, to have another source of income where like I can fully be me. I don't have to perform for anyone. I don't have to um yeah, like I can literally just be me and make money off of it. That would be unbelievable. Yeah. That's another thing too. And then another like financial aspect is I have debt that I need to pay off, y'all. Which is crazy considering my travel plans, but like I need to pay that debt in order to get my travel plans going. You know how it is. We trying to be financially responsible and also trying to live a fulfilling life. It's hard out here. It's hard. It's hard. um but yeah, that's obviously just completely debt free, not having to worry about that. That would be huge too. Man, I also think a few things that have I guess kind of changed since I started. I wasn't expecting how daily posting, I feel like this light has changed a lot. It is overcast today. I have the windows open. Is it just me? Has it gotten darker? I don't know. Anyway, um there's also like I wasn't expecting for my self confidence and self esteem to change the way it has. But that's another thing that now that I'm posting and now that I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, this is in a weird way being more visible when I don't want to be more visible or when I don't feel like being more visible or on the days when I'm like, oh, I look like I just crawled out of a cave somewhere. And even like today, I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I have like 6 pimples that the pimples were like they haven't fully come to the surface, so they're just red lumps, but there's nothing to pop. There are like 6 of those on my face right now. my allergies are acting up. Like my eyes are watering. My nose, I feel like, is red. You know that that emoji with like the glasses and the nose and the mustache. I feel like all I'm missing is the mustache. If that emoji had locks and I had a mustache, you would not be able to tell us. Oh man, I'm sorry. I dropped my mic. Like we'd be indistinguishable. No, the office corporate would like would like you to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. Ah, oh my word. Um, yeah. So even like on days like this, when I'm forcing myself to be seen and forcing myself to be seen in a way that's imperfect, like, yeah, I had the option to put on makeup and, cover up my red spots and put on foundation and all the things. But that, I don't want to say it's not authentic to me, because obviously I do wear makeup sometimes. It just, it does something for your self-confidence when, I don't want to say you deem yourself worthy of being seen, but you still allow yourself to be seen in an imperfect state. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Um and again, I can't wait to see what that looks like on day 60, day 100, even once I go past that goal and I'm at 150 or full 365. Like that's something that scared the crap out of me. That was my mailman. I just saw a man in our front door. Okay. Woo. There's something so exciting about like anticipating what that's going to look like, because I already see how much it's helped me so far, and we're only on day 37. So, yeah, I knew it would change the way that I perceive myself, allowing myself to be perceived in an imperfect state. But now that I'm actually seeing how I'm changing and allowing myself to be seen, allowing myself to show up in a state that's not, I don't I, not presentable isn't the right word. I feel like we're all presentable in our natural state. But maybe not the way that I would normally present myself if I knew that I could possibly be seen by 100,000 people. Now, granted, is this video going to get 100,000 views? Probably not. But you get what I'm saying. The potential is always there. The opportunity is always there, and I'm posting this with the understanding that like it'll probably get 15 views, but the reality of it is, it could also possibly get 5,000 views. And I'm still here showing up. I'm still here doing it, even though it's scary, even though it's uncertain, even through all of my feelings. Um yeah, I think I'm also eager to see, and again, this is not something that I initially anticipated, but I'm also eager to see what other people want from me. Sometimes, especially in the first few videos, either you're just talking, or in my case, I already kind of had an idea of what I wanted to talk about on this channel based on, things that I've shared on my other social media platforms and conversations that I've had with friends and family and that sort of thing. Um, but I also recognize, and this is something that Glow Autonmo says, is that there will be things that people look to you for that you didn't even realize that you had enough expertise, experience, clarity on. but you don't know until you put yourself out there, you put your ideas out there, you share your stories, your feelings, your adventure, your journey, your progress, your imperfection, and people comment and say, hey, this is something that I'm working on. Can you post more about this? Or I have a question about this specific travel thing. Or I never thought about my career in this way. Or I've always wanted to show up in a certain way, and I'm inspired by the way you're doing it. Can you talk more about XYZ? Like, the reality is, we don't know how we're going to touch other people. And something that I'm really looking forward to is seeing what other people see in me. Like, what value other people get out of my life story, my adventures around the world. My experiences, my feelings. Y'all have so many feelings to share. And that's something that I'm so anticipating. So looking forward to is like, okay, I see myself in a very specific way, a very specific lens, and I'm curious to see over the course of this minimum 100-day journey how that kind of evolves based on what other sides of me, the audience brings out, the audience asks about, that sort of thing. um yeah, I'm so excited about that. So anywho, I think that's it. Off the top of my head, I said off the top of my head, I yapped for 31 minutes and 45 seconds. Off the top of my head. Whoa, Lord. Prepare to be sick of me when I start really planning out these videos. Be like, oh God, Alexis posted another 45-minute video. Ah, I have a life. Why doesn't she? Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you don't know, my name is Alexis. I post videos here on YouTube every single day. Check my track record. Today is day 37. Um, my first goal is a minimum of 100 videos. So feel free to hop on this train relatively early. We have fun around here. It's a cozy little corner of the internet. So happy happy to have you if you want to join us. So feel free to hit the subscribe button. I always appreciate a like. I always appreciate a share. I always appreciate a comment. And I reply to all of my comments as well. So you know, if you want this internet stranger to reply to one of your comments, feel free to leave one down below. Um, yeah. Anyway, y'all, this is the end of the video. And I want you guys to see my sweater. It's one of my favorite pieces of clothing. It's little dinosaurs all over it. And I love this thing so much, and I don't wear it nearly enough, but I think it's adorable, and you guys might be getting more videos of me wearing this very weird and wacky sweater. So, anyway, thought I'd share that. Anywho, y'all, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.